Good morning, everyone. We are coming to you live via Facebook streaming, via YouTube streaming. Each one of you is welcome to this live streaming. It is interesting to explain the deeper aspects of emptiness. Going within qualities of emptiness. Buddha is not talking about ordinary emptiness, and it applies to each one of you. When you say there is emptiness, it is not full emptiness. You are there as an experiencer. Duality is there. If there is just pure emptiness, there will be no one to explain that there is emptiness or there isn't. Buddha explains this, which is for the benefit of each one of us. Emptiness is there when it is full. Your room is empty when you remove everything. There is an echo. But there is no one to say that this is empty. Emptiness is there only when it is full, when all obstructions have been removed, dropped, when you do not have anything inside, mind it, anything inside, when there is no one even as an observer to it. This emptiness is not even an experience. Because when you talk about experiencing, that means there is someone to experience it. It is you. So you cannot experience it. You can experience something that is not you. You can experience something that is not you. Experience means duality. Emptiness is not just an experience, because if you experience it, that means you are there to experience it. It is you. So you cannot experience it because you are the emptiness. So how can you experience it? You can experience only something that is not you. Buddha says emptiness is not something that you create, but you are the emptiness. Who am I? You have to know that. When you know who am I, and there is emptiness, that is what Buddha is talking about, emptiness. When the room is empty of all the obstructions, it's not there is emptiness, room has become the emptiness. And when you experience something, that means duality, the observer and the observed, the knower and the known, the subject and the object, the seer and the seen. But there is only emptiness, nobody to see it, nobody to be seen, nothing to be seen, nothing as an object, nothing as a subject. This non-dual emptiness is full, is total. This non-dual emptiness is full, total, It is absolutely full, and its fullness cannot be refined, its fullness cannot be added to, nothing can be added to it, nothing can be taken out of it, because there is nothing, and nothing can be added to it. So it is utterly full. When you cannot add anything to it, you cannot remove anything to it, it is fullness. It is deeper. Let me take you back into it with an example. You empty the room, there is an echo, there is nothing. If the room was able to explain, room has become the emptiness, embodiment of emptiness. It cannot say. When there is no obstruction within, Buddha says you are the emptiness, because it is you who we are going to improve upon, not your body, not your mind, not your intellect, not your memory, not anything. When memory is not there, which Shankar says, Mano Buddhi Ahankar Chittani Aham, I am neither the storehouse of the memory, nor intellect, nor the mind, nothing of this sort. I am not even breath, not any kind of breath. When you experience it means, when you experience something, that means you are there to experience it. And Buddha is talking about the emptiness which is total, which is full. That means there is no subject, no object, no known, no nothing to be known, only emptiness. This is non-doing, and this is full, this is total. There is no obstruction to it. Its fullness cannot be refined, nothing can be added to it, nothing can be taken out of it. Buddha is talking about this emptiness. This full emptiness is not an experience, because there is no experiencer. Hence Buddha says, spirituality is not an experience. God cannot be experienced. Those who say that I have experienced God either do not understand what they are saying, or they are using a very, very inadequate language. You cannot experience God. In that experience, you are not found. Kabir says, "Jab main tha tab Guru na hai." When I was there, the master was not there. When master is, I am not there. This is important and it is very deep. So try to understand it and I am trying to explain it in a very simple manner so that you can experience it, you can understand it. Full emptiness is not an experience, because to experience something there has to be a subject, somebody who can experience it, and in full emptiness there is no experiencer. Hence Buddha says there is no one to experience it, and spirituality is not an experience. It cannot be experienced. So too God cannot be experienced. Those who say that I have experienced God, either they do not know what they are saying, or they are using a very, very inadequate language to explain this. You cannot experience God. In that experience, you are not found. The experience is there, which is the happening. Neither the subject nor the object is there. The experiencer is not there. You cannot claim that it is an experience. So whenever someone asks Buddha, have you experienced God? He kept quiet. He did not say a single word. Instead, he changed the subject immediately. He started talking about something else. Whenever it was asked, his whole life, he consistently remained silent. Many people thought that he did not experience God. That is why he remains quiet. But he is not the only person who has not said anything negative, or he is the only person who has not said anything negative or positive. And it is because he has not. It is not because he has not experienced it. He had experienced it, but he cannot talk about the experience. That is why he keeps quiet. That is why Jesus remained silent when Pontius Pilate asked him, what is the truth? When Jesus was to be hanged, he was to be taken to the cross, Pontius Pilate asked him, what is the truth? Jesus was a master. Jesus was enlightened. He was brought up in the tradition of Buddha. Although Christians do not agree, but he spoke the language of Buddha and he remained quiet. Throughout the life, Buddha did not answer this question that have you experienced God? He remained quiet. That is why Jesus also remained quiet when he was asked by Pontius Pilate that what is the truth? If he says, I am the truth, is wrong. If he says something else is truth, it cannot be. And when you are truth, then who is there to explain that I am truth? There is no one to speak. In the final stages, you vanish. There is no one, there is no subject inside. That has dissolved. The duality of the subject and object has dissolved into oneness. Krishnamurti goes on saying, and he makes it a very subtle distinction between experience and experiencing is the only one. And that is a beautiful description, beautiful distinction. He says it is an experiencing, which is this process, work, not an experience. It is a process, not a thing. It is alive, not dead. It is ongoing, not yet finished. You enter into God, and when there is an opening phenomenon, when there is an ongoing phenomenon, it goes on and on till eternity. There is no end to it. You never come out of it. Once you experience spirituality, you enter into God, which is like a long, endless tunnel. You can never come out of it. You can remain in that state. It is therefore an experiencing, and a life experiencing, and a life process. like a river, like a flower opening and opening and opening its petal. It goes on opening. There never comes an end to it. To say that one has experienced God is wrong and utterly stupid, cheap and silly. To say that one has attained moksha, nirvana or truth is not meaningful, because there are things which cannot be categorized as attainment. Moksha is not an attainment. You become the embodiment of moksha. You become the embodiment of nirvana. So you vanish and there is only nirvana. What are you then? Nirvana. Not that you call yourself nirvana. Not that you call yourself true. That's why Jesus did not say, I am the truth. I am the light. He did not say that time. He remained quiet. When he knows that, he remains quiet at that moment. Therefore, Buddha says, therefore, O Sariputra, it is because of his non-attainmentness that one attains to this state. When mind comes to a stop, it is no longer invested in attaining anything, then it attains to Buddhahood. When all desires vanish, no longer in attaining anything, then it attains Buddhahood. When mind comes to a full cessation, full stop, and is not going anywhere, instead it starts going within, going inwards. It starts falling into one's own being, into that abysmal abyss. Full emptiness is attained by non-attainmentness. Non-attainmentness. So do not become an achiever. Do not start thinking in terms of achieving something, that you have to achieve this or you have to achieve that. You have to attain to God. These are the mind games. Again, the mind is deceiving you. The name of the game changes, but the game remains. You have to attain to nirvana. You have to attain to God. You have to attain to silence. You have to attain to this. The game is subtle and remains the same. There is no one. When your mind comes to a complete cessation, you have nothing to attain. Then you can attain to Buddhahood. When mind comes to a full stop, that means up to now whatever was said, written or done is finished. When mind is not going anywhere, it starts moving. Going within is not in a movement. When all the outer movements cease, it begins to move withinwards. It is not a movement, it starts falling into its own abysmal abyss. Full emptiness is attained then by non-attainmentness. So do not be an achiever. Do not start thinking in terms of achievements, that you have to achieve this, you have to achieve that, you have to achieve God or anything else. This is absolutely wrong and you cannot attain to this. Only this much for this morning, until it has to be given in small doses so you can absorb it. And I keep on coming in myriad ways to say the same thing. Until we meet again, take care and do have a pleasant day.